doing? How are you doing, Tujuana?
Good evening. I'm doing well. How are you?
Y'all see, I'm wearing my angel wing
I
shirt tonight.
see.
Yes, and before we get started, y'all, the KOSS family, KOS Studios family, lost one of his soldiers, but he's gone on to heaven. So we just want to say just a lot of love and blessings and courage for Kev, the Fredericks family, just not just Kev,
Yes.
but the whole
Yes.
Fredericks family, and to Jason and his whole entire family. I know I saw the the uh the the love, what do you call it? Now I'm losing Melissa's show, and talking about his story and his testimony.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I was actually listening to that.
I was listening to it earlier as well, and apparently I'm
Yeah.
standing up. And then I rewatched this story with his wife as well. So
Right.
just we just want to just send a lot of love and prayers to them. And Kevin is still funny, is because I had to rewatch the just the Bonnie. I wanted to put.
Oh,
I didn't have any time.
man. The funeral home rating
Yeah,
was hilarious. Are you the body?
are you the
Girl,
body? I'm not the body. Bonnie. I'm alive. I rewatched that so
how
many
many
times.
times have I said my brother?
My brother. So, but y'all, let's get into this because this is so funny. That we're talking about just love or relationships, but oh, the show. Oh gosh, this girl wanted me to, I just wanted to pull my hair out. I just
Oh, my
okay.
God. It
But we're
was,
gonna start with the easy stuff first. We're gonna
yes.
start with the easy stuff first, and then we'll get into the other stuff. So we're gonna start with Sharita and
No,
I'm sorry,
Chandra and Nate.
Chandra and Nate. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And please correct me. And for those of you guys, I got Monica King. I got some of my faithfuls in here. I did not do Married at First Sight and Rated Love. I'll tell you why it's in, because my film short debuted at the Black Film Festival in Atlanta. So I had a repairman at the house, and then all of a sudden I had to zip to the theater to see all the film shorts. So
Nice.
yes,
Congrats.
so sorry about that, but we'll pick it up again next week. So thank you guys so much. So let's get it going. Let's get it going. I wanted to say that to the end, but let's go. Let's get it going. So I feel like I got all the housekeeping out. So what did you feel like about Nate and Chandra?
Well, for Nate and Chandra, I think it's just going to be what it is. Like I've been saying, that they're just. I don't feel that there's a love connection. They'll walk away, say, "Hey, I met a great guy. Oh, I met a great lady. Oh, I did this experiment one time,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what I got from it, and I met a cool person."
Right. And yeah, I did this one cool thing, and I met some really cool people, and I had a real dream come true meeting Mrs. Kev on stage, Melissa Fredericks. But
Yes.
did you I got the impression that Nate was flirting. Like late Nate, and Chandra kind of didn't expect that. Nate was kind of, he was
Um,
like, "Oh, look at her in person." Even at the table, he said,
yeah.
I took a deep dive on her Facebook, and he said, he even said her pictures, she looks better in person than she does on her pictures.
Yeah. Like the pictures that on Love on Stage.
Right.
Like he found that her in person was better, and also her Facebook pictures. And yeah,
Hmm.
I don't think, no, Nate's not ready. Shauna says Nate is not serious about settling down, in my opinion. That's my opinion too, Shauna.
Yeah.
Um, like I've been saying, he's got kids, adult children,
Hmm.
30 and 20. He's done what he was supposed to do. Um, and now it's all about him. He
I
wants
agree.
to party, hang out, meet people, um, just have fun. KB says, I think he liked her better in person, but he still doesn't want a relationship with her. Exactly. I feel the same way, KB.
I feel the same way. I agree. And I thought it was cute. I thought her team Aries was cute. Her
Yeah, that was
t-shirts.
nice.
I thought that them matching was interesting. I
I
thought I
think
was like,
all the
okay.
couples matched.
Yeah, all the couples
So
matched.
they must have, planned it or something.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like him not being attracted to her is not a bad thing. I just think that, they'll just, oh, someone cool I once met. Maybe they'll hang out and kick it every now and again. Um, Tia Marie, Nate is being kind. Just because he doesn't want to date her, there's no reason to be rude to her. So he was making the best of it. I agree, Tina
I
Marie.
agree. I
Yeah,
think that's it. I think that that's it. I thought it
yeah.
was cute that he was uh he was kind, he was sweet. He was like, "Oh, you look good" and stuff like that. So maybe he wasn't like totally flirting, but he definitely doesn't want a relationship. Not
No. Mm-mm.
no. He
Now,
wants
when you
to.
go into a nude beach,
Yes.
you ain't looking to be
That's a good
tied
point.
down.
That is a good point. He just wants to get to that new beach. He wants her to come with him, maybe, but that's
Yeah,
it.
but I think it. I think it was a great experience for both of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
I think
I hope they do stay friends and keep in touch.
I think they will. And it's so funny because Melissa even said that was kind of awkward, but that's what happens. You start talking about the successful relationships, or you start talking about something more pleasant when you know it's not a match and you know it's nothing real. So they started
Yeah,
talking about James and Crystal very quickly.
yeah,
Very quickly.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, okay. So let's move on to some more
Oh,
fun
wait,
stuff.
one. Can you go back?
Yes.
So, like, even when they met
Mm-hmm.
in person, it was kind of like, oh, hey,
Yeah, hey, what's
how you
up?
doing? Yeah, like kind of like awkward a little bit, but nonetheless, I hope that they remain friends.
It was very much like, I don't know, not
Just
even
a little
meeting an old
uncomfortable.
college friend, but just meeting somebody like an associate.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree. Yeah, something like a work friend or something like that.
Uh
It was
huh.
definitely like that. Okay. I actually, I got her just like almost getting out of the car. So what did you think of this?
I thought it was nice. I like the gifts that they bought for each other. That was really nice. Um, Crystal seemed genuinely excited, just as excited as, the first time seeing him, you know, on the video chat.
Right.
Um, yeah, I mean, I just,
I thought they were genuine. I thought that each of them
yeah,
was genuinely excited. I loved seeing the outside boys. Like there was about 4 or 5 of them there. The one there, he is
yeah,
actually a barber and a member of the outside boys. So he
right.
lined everybody up. I thought that was real
That
cool.
was cool, yeah. And his cousin, or was it his niece, was the bartender?
His little niece or younger niece, I can.
Younger cousin or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
And
thought
his
that was
sister
real
was
cool
there.
too. Like it's a whole family affair. And I got
Yeah,
the
which I think is nice.
this is his sister who works for the CIA,
Mm-hmm.
and she can find anybody.
Yeah.
Um, I love her. I love the fact that she relabeled some hot sauce and did a mock up for him. I thought that was
Yeah.
really cool. He's just he's full of he's got the gifts. He really wants to make sure that she feels appreciated and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I thought that he's pretty much the only genuine. I don't want to say only, but I feel like it's a genuine connection.
I feel like it's a genuine connection. Like I think everyone else on the show is being genuine with their feelings and who they are. But I just think that, James and Crystal just seem to be more excited about their connection. And Shauna, I understand that James is shy, but I'm not getting any depth from him. I saw that too,
Hmm.
but there are people who are not. They rather show action instead of talking.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with it.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He just seems like he's that type of guy.
Right. And I think that, maybe women are like taking the gifts, or people are taking the gifts as just no substance. Oh, he'll just bring me a gift and I don't have to like get to know him. And I
Hmm.
just wonder if we're just not seeing anymore. But at the same time, maybe they're talking a lot off camera.
They are talking a lot than what we see.
I Okay, so you guys, I'm about to bring this up because I had a someone comment and said, I've been holding on to the this thought for some time now, and I must say it somewhere. I don't find James to be genuine. I may be incorrect, and she doesn't find him genuine or for Crystal. I hope that I am wrong, but I believe that James is not all that he presents. And once the show has ended and they spend time together, James' representative will fall away. I don't know. What do you think about that, Tawana?
Um, I mean, I think at some point everyone's representative does fall away.
Very true.
Um, but no, I mean, I think he's genuine. I think
Hmm.
they're like Tia Marie says, they seem very considerate of each other and they genuinely seem to like each other, which is very important.
Right.
So I feel like their connection is genuine. You know, I don't get the feeling that either one of them are putting on this, big show.
I don't either.
I mean, granted, we've only seen them with 3 dates, and this is the first time that they get to meet each other face to face. Um, but I feel that it's genuine.
And honestly, I get the impression that he's a younger, I'm sorry, an older Robert. He's got a lot of things going on. He's got a lot of, he's um a personal injury lawyer, is it? And then he's got
Hmm.
the food company, and then he's got the outside boys. He wants to do outreach for kids, but then he's also wants to meet someone and wants to dedicate his time and energy to her. So I get genuine, but I mean, we could be wrong. Honestly, I really want at least one of these couples to work, but
Yeah,
yeah, and I just don't want to say it. Oh, just because we love and we want one of them to work, we really want him to be genuine. We
right.
really
Well,
want it to be real.
KB says they must talk a lot because she knew about his cooking show, and I think they talk every day, all day.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
granted, they do both have jobs, but I feel like they do talk a lot. So I think, when they got to see each other, that it was truly genuine, right? Because you've been talking to this person, FaceTiming them, and now it's like, oh my God, I get to see you live and in color. I get to hug you, you know?
And also, he did the same thing Robert did. Like, he gave her kisses like immediately.
Ooh, girl, that kiss. I was like, woo! I was like, okay.
You know what? I gotta say this. Just like, yes, I thought the same thing, Tawana, because with Robert and Bria, I expected the kiss. With James, I did
Right.
not expect that
I
kiss.
did not
I
either.
was
I
like,
said,
"Ooh,
okay, okay, Mr. Lawyer Man.
okay, yes." He said,
Oh,
can y'all give us some privacy?" He was
yeah,
like,
right? Okay. Oh, what did Shauna say? Shauna said, I used to think that men over 40 with no kids is a red flag because they are so set in their ways. Why was James single?
but he said
Uh,
he had tried, and he said that he's very jaded, and that he had done the apps thing, and he'd done, a lot of different dating. But I think, just unfortunately, just like women, we get sidetracked by our careers. And he was setting up the outside boys and then being a lawyer and doing all of the other things that now you know he really wants to dedicate his time to relationships.
yeah.
Hmm.
And maybe you said it. He's trying to establish his career, wants
Hmm.
to focus on that. you know.
Yeah,
And there are a lot of women that do that too. Focus on the career. Yes, Shauna, he went for that
he
kiss.
went for that kiss. He went for that.
He couldn't wait.
Yeah,
He could not wait. That's because they be talking all the time and
right.
FaceTiming. Mm-hmm.
Just like, and I feel like he's an older Robert. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that
Yeah.
because I feel like they really wanted to meet. They really wanted. He said,
Yes.
"How
Couldn't
can I
wait.
quickly,
Yeah.
quickly?" And we saw. I feel like we saw it from that kiss. We were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he's been really wanting to meet this woman. He wanted."
Yes.
He was like,
Yes. It
"What is
was
this
his idea for the
person?"
matching shirt. He did
Yes.
the
Yep.
breakfast thing. He sent her to go pick up flowers.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's been doing all of the things. He said, "Okay, I'm gonna make sure and put all my efforts into this."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So okay. What we're gonna say? Anything else about this scene? These scenes here. I love that the sister came. Well, I think, and I was like, "What is the sister there doing there?" She works for the CIA, but she's part of the catering company as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
she was making sure she's like, "No, I need to meet this girl that's got my brother's attention, and I
Yes.
really want to be there to meet her as well." I love the fact that okay, he said my sister works for the CIA. She can find anybody. So I was like, that is
Mm-hmm.
really cool. And I have to give her compliments. I really wanted to say this also. Give all the ladies compliments to their dress. Actually, my name's Crystal. Crystal, that is what I would have wore. I would.
Yeah.
I love some yellow
That's
and
pretty.
just form figured, but very pretty. But it's also very
Yeah.
becoming, classy, sexy at the same time. I just really wanted to say that too. So, okay,
Yep.
let's keep going because we got a lot to cover. Because I really want to get to the table settings too. I hope I got those. Are we getting already into the foolishness? Okay. Oh, also, let me say this real quick too. James, his friend that's the barber, who's also part of the Outside Boys, lined everybody up.
Yeah, that
That
was
was that
cool.
was real cool too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was real cool. So, okay, so I think that we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We're going to let him know that, that I think that he's putting his best foot forward and he's making sure that he's putting his effort into, starting this relationship off right. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think. Okay. So, yeah, I wanted to also say she looked very nice walking in. Beautiful purple dress. I love it. It was very pretty, very becoming. Um, what's his name?
Tremaine.
Tremaine, sorry. I want to make sure I got that right. He was so nervous. He was
They both were nervous.
They were both nervous, but
Yeah.
yeah, she was nervous because she was also fidgety too. She was nervous. But I just have to say, I really like Tremaine. I really like
Yeah.
I mean, his
He's a
sense
good
of
guy.
humor. He said, I'm gonna just still do my best to put on a brave face. And y'all, I got a picture, and I didn't put it here in this collage, but and maybe I'll try to take it down. Hold on one second.
Wait, Shauna has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Wait.
Well, she says someone in the comments on the app said the exact comment. So I wanted to know what you all think about it. What exact
Oh,
comment?
what is that, Shauna? About James not being genuine? Let's put Shauna. Now you know you got to copy and paste. So, what was the comment? And then I'll put it up. So I wanted to show this though, y'all. Her
Oh,
and this handshake.
wait,
That
before we get into that,
okay.
I loved her dress.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
Loved the heels, but I was just expecting more. Like at first I thought she had on no earrings
Mm-hmm.
and she had on her diamond studs. I
Yes.
think I would have worn something a little more
A
bigger
little more
because she's
drop.
got the short haircut. Yeah, something long.
Right.
Yeah.
Like even like Melissa, Melissa has the high neck, but she
Mm-hmm.
has the drop earrings. I
Yeah.
agree with that. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. And I'm trying to remember what her shoes looked like. I don't have it in
They
this.
were silver, um really high heels,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like almost like they had like straps going across.
Mm-hmm. Like strap. Okay.
Yeah, I think.
She did. I thought she was at least going to give in to the hug, at least receive the hug. But that handshake, honestly, okay, let's start back. Let's start over.
Let's back up.
Let's just back up. Let's just back up. Ooh, okay. Yeah. So when she gets out and she's talking to Melissa, and Melissa, she's good at just like letting you know how beautiful you are, and yes, you got
Hmm.
great entrance and everything. And Melissa said, "Let's walk in. Let's have a conversation." Melissa says, "So, what are you feeling right now?" And she says, "I usually don't do anything that I'm uncomfortable doing, and to come all the way out here for a very short time, um, and that's doing something that's not going to make me comfortable is not something. And I got other things to do." I just feel like she totally started the whole thing off wrong. She was definitely wrong attitude. Um, Melissa tried to get her back in the right headspace.
Yeah.
Think of the second date. Think of why you did this process, everything, and all we got were these looks. All we got was this. Um, I got so frustrated because I was like, "Girl, we're gonna have to get you drunk to make you feel
All
comfortable." Like,
right.
I just was like,
LA, LA Simmons says, y'all, when I tell you that I felt secondhand embarrassment with Tremaine and Sharita meeting, girl, you were not alone.
"You were not alone. You were
I was
not
like
alone."
this.
And I mean, I really have to give a shout out to Tremaine because he kept the sense of humor. When she did the handshake again with his hand, putting out this hand, which and now this picture is going to be a little smaller. Oh no, it did. When she did that, I was so annoyed. I was
But
like,
she kept moving.
yes, the
She
and just
wouldn't stand still,
yes.
and
She kept moving. I got a picture of that too. Just the moving back, like every time he would try to come in, she would walk back. It's like she was trying to like
no eye contact. The
no,
eye contact, like she would look everywhere else
that
but at
killed me.
Melissa, but at Tremaine. I
She
mean,
kept
I understand being nervous,
no,
but
but not making eye contact. I really want to talk about that too. She kept moving. She kept moving.
yes.
But no, I really want to talk about just honestly, Tremaine's like you look very beautiful. Like he was so complimentary, and
Hmm.
she couldn't even just say you look nice too. And
Yeah.
even Melissa had to force it out of her. Melissa said, "So what did you say back to him?" She was like, "Nice flight." She said, "Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you." I was like, "Girl," like,
Yeah.
and when men say so that she scares me or something like that, I said, "Oh, that's what they mean." I'm just like, wow.
I mean, she is a true introvert. Who
Hmm.
said that?
Who said that?
Someone said that. Oh, KB said, I realized she's a true introvert. She was really uncomfortable with the face to face meeting. Yeah, I mean, maybe once she had it's well, it seemed like, when they got to the dinner part that she was a little more relaxed. Um, but just how it all started off, and when they were making the drinks, it was Tremaine who was keeping the conversation going or trying to keep the conversation going, and her just not wanting to look at him, just the whole time making the drink, and she knocked a couple of bottles over, but
She
that's
knocked a
okay.
couple of bottles
She's
over,
nervous. I get it. I get it. What does Tia Marie say?
but not wanting to even engage. I feel like, how was your flight?
So
It was
I think with that part, not wanting to engage, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, no, no. Go ahead.
Not wanting to engage, I think she still feels some kind of way towards Tremaine,
Hmm.
having the attitude because he didn't support her when she was doing her run.
So, oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so So let me go to Tia Maria's comment too. I think it would have been better if she had skipped the whole LA trip all the way. Does that say Jose?
Yeah.
Jose did the first season. The whole thing was a mess. That's
Chalice sure
true. And
was.
then he skipped the LA trip. But okay, so she said the reason why she blocked him was because, she's big on support. I really wanted to go back to this though. She's big on support.
Is she?
And she told him in advance that I'm doing the Peachtree Road Race, and he didn't acknowledge. He didn't say, "Okay, well, great job." He didn't say anything. And then, yeah, I'm about to get where your eyes are going.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then she texted him, said, "I did the Peachtree Road Race," and he said, "Well, I have family in town. I was just gonna reach out to you whenever." And she said, "Nope, block." But I'm like, girl, you didn't support him when his friend died.
Okay.
So go ahead. What were you gonna guess? That's what I was like. You're big on support.
But well, when he was going through his thing,
Mm-hmm.
she, I don't think she was respectful of him needing his time.
Right.
You know, I mean, I guess maybe she felt she was trying to be supportive by wanting him to reach out to her. But, you can also support someone by giving them their space.
Yeah.
Check on them every now and again just to make sure. But, oh, you didn't check on me. You didn't support me. Um, I got stuff going on. You not remember?
I,
Oh, Shauna. Shauna says somebody needs to put her in her place. Yeah.
I honestly,
I just think maybe she's just awkward. Being an introvert, maybe she's socially awkward. I don't know. Am I making up excuses for her? Probably. But I don't know. I mean, just the whole thing was just like, I tell you, I was watching it like this through my
through the
fingers.
whole
Like,
thing, I was like, oh my gosh, I had my hands up here, you had your hands just like, oh, what?
it was too
Because
much.
it was a lot. And honestly, even the mixing, when that girl, she poured that bourbon and she took 2 shots, I got her just taking a shot. And I said, now you're feeling good, you're feeling nice because now you're a little bit more accommodating because you're tipsy
Liquid
now.
courage.
Yes, liquid courage. It's absolutely liquid courage. And then, okay, so let's talk about these drinks. So um Tremaine, he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna make you a drink. I'm gonna put you some bourbon because you're all this spicy." And he really made an honest drink. He said, "I didn't." And then she really wants to throw these digs.
Mm-hmm.
I really okay. So when Tremaine said, "Let's meet you," I'll meet you in L.A., and then she said, "Click," and hung up on him. And he told Melissa it's because she threw a snide remark back at him. She said, "Here, he's flirting." I said, Sharita, he's obviously flirting with you, but she's thinking, "Oh, well, let me get some more drinks in me before I talk back." She said, "Oh, now I got to talk back to him." And she says, I'm like, I said, "Gosh, you're so prickly." I just like, relax and flirt back.
Right. Oh, Shauna found the comment.
Okay.
Um,
Don't at me. Don't, okay, Chris, don't at me. I don't find James to be genuine. I could be wrong. Okay. One thing that I don't know is that this is not a Brie. Okay. That it's not a Brie and Robert. Okay, we'll say that.
I mean, I'm hopeful that it is.
I'm hopeful that it is. I think that because they're a little bit older, it
Yeah.
may take them more than a year. It may take them a little longer, but you don't know because they're a little older. Maybe they will speed up this process. He just went in for that kiss. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm thinking it could be a Bria and Robert situation. I'm hopeful because I don't know, Crystal, they both just seem genuinely interested in each other,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And, like James said, in previous relationships, he's kind of jaded,
Right.
and hopefully he's taking some time to heal, prior to meeting Crystal. Shauna, you're a mess.
He's,
Crystal
well,
does not have a year. She needs kids now.
no.
I was thinking that. I didn't want to say it out loud.
I
Thank you.
didn't want to say that out loud because she's 35 and he's 41 or 42. But I'm sure that those conversations are about to happen. I mean, that man went
Yeah,
in for that kiss. I think that I don't know. Because it is a Bria and Robert situation and they're older, because we don't know for sure that it is,
right.
but they have the best foundation to lead to that, to build
Yeah,
a relationship with. They have the
yeah.
best foundation to. She's 36 now. Okay, okay.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Because it
clock is
filmed
ticking.
last year. Yeah. So they have the best foundation to lead to that. I don't understand why Melissa was trying to fix their issues. She showed Metas who she is. Tremaine should run fast and far away from her. I think that Melissa was trying to ease, trying to, like, can you guys look at each other? Can you, like, at least have a pleasant interaction? This is what, and I did want to get into this because Tremaine um had told Melissa that we wanted to give away the second date.
Right.
And Melissa said, "Okay, I hear you. Okay, I hear you." I actually appreciate the fact that she didn't let them get away with that. And she said, "No, I'm
Yeah.
going to have them go through this second date." I actually think
Yes.
that they should have,
I'm
because
glad that they did,
okay, why do you think? I'm glad that they did too, but you go ahead.
because I think it would have been awful
Mhm.
for them to just end like that with the handshake. Hey, how you doing? Um, and then go right into dinner.
I agree.
It would have been another game show night.
Yes.
You
It would
know
have
how
been
she was
another.
just sitting there stewing.
And she was really sitting there stewing at dinner. And honestly, communication, she talked about this communication breakdown, but I still say, sweetheart, the communication breakdown was because his friend passed away.
Yeah.
And you're not considering that. You're not considerate of his feelings as well. And when she mentioned, I didn't put a lot of bourbon in there because feel like your communication was lacking. Okay, I feel like that's what she kind of keeps doing, these jabs. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, he's not going to like that. Like, he's really trying to be funny, engaging,
Right.
and be his lighter self. And she's not just hearing that at all.
Yeah. She's
Um,
not. She's
she's
not.
not hearing that at
No.
all.
Uh-uh.
And it's almost like they had to, I don't want to say they had to, but she took a couple of shots and then she had that drink. And then now she's like, at least, you know, calm enough to just sit at dinner, um, and be the other side of herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I think who she was before the drinks is who she is.
I
You
was,
know?
so gosh, we keep going back to them. Let's go back to them real quick.
Okay.
So, Ode to the Chef said, let's not forget, Bria was pretty standoffish with Robert. It took her some time to warm up, whereas Crystal and James were pretty much ready to go. Well, okay, think about this. It's kind of a little bit of a reverse. You're right. And I ever actually remember putting in the comments on the KOSS app that Bria was kind of giving Robert a hard time the first date, the get to know
Mm-hmm.
you date with all of the different, you know, props and stuff from your past and stuff like that. I actually said that, I said, I think she's giving him a hard time, and not even, of course, yes, we know they were talking behind the scenes and he had DM'd her. I
Right.
think that James actually said the same thing. At first, you got to let me get going. You got to,
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
feel comfortable, I'm good. But if I don't feel comfortable, I am kind of standoffish as well. I'm quiet that way. So what do you think about that?
I mean, I think that with Crystal and James, if you're going to compare them to, how Bria and Robert started off, Crystal and James are older.
Yeah.
I think when you get to a certain age, um, you really don't have time or want to do the whole, dancing around stuff. Listen, let's get to the point.
Exactly. Let's get to the point. Do you like me? I like you. Let's get it going. I agree. I think once he realized when he saw that when he saw Crystal said, "Bring me James," he said, "Okay, she likes me. I'm going to go full force. I'm going to bring gifts. I'm going to be
Yeah,
that side of myself. I'm going to show
yeah,
her the other side of myself." That's what I got. So, but I feel like James, he does seem like that quiet guy that needs a little bit more revving up. And then next thing you know, I'm all in.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this, um, yeah, she took too many jabs. I think she took a lot of jabs on the phone before they met. I think
Mm-hmm.
she had a lot of expectations for somebody that she didn't even know, and now, um, what's that saying? You don't, she put all her eggs in this basket. That's not the
And
saying I'm
one,
looking for, but but yeah, she put all her eggs in this basket, and then when she had a small disappointment that she knew that the other shoe was going to drop, because she said, "Oh no, he's going to disappoint me like all the other men."
well, yeah, because she had forecasted it.
Yes, exactly.
Forecasting slash manifest.
Yep, exactly what she did.
You know, and I honestly think I feel like her cousin may have pushed her to get on the flight. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because her family was tired of her being single.
that's a great point. Because this is exactly what. Thank you for reminding me of that, because we didn't know, and I knew that they were probably talking to producers behind the scenes, but that's another thing I wanted to bring up is this mediation that Melissa's doing.
Yeah, that she had one of the producers she was talking to.
Yes, so she had blocked
That's a
him,
midi. Yeah, which was insane.
which was insane. And then so she unblocks him, and that's when my thing was. I was like, wait a minute, you
And then
blocked.
tried to forget, oh yeah, I did block you. Girl, ain't nobody got time for these games.
Thank you. I was like, now you're playing games,
We
and
don't
that's
have
what.
time for the games.
Don't have time for the games. Aren't you 40 as well? Don't. Why are we playing all these games? So so she blocks him. So Melissa's doing these mediations. Honestly, I believe that Melissa and uh, um, Love on Stage is probably doing more mediation than Mavs, and they got actual psychologists and stuff like that.
Psychologist, right?
Yeah, they got. So I guess after each, it must be between the dates as well, while they go through this process, and then she gets them appointments with therapists and stuff like that as well.
Right.
So she's, because they didn't have any more dates, and then the producer calls her and has a conversation with her and says unblock him, and she finds out, she was like, "You didn't call me on my birthday." Yes, I did call you on
Screenshot.
your
Here
birthday.
you go. I did. Oh yeah, I forgot I blocked you. You ain't forget.
You didn't. This whole her attitude, I just wonder, do you think that after she sees this, is she gonna take a look at herself and how she's behaved and do better?
I think that she will. Um, if she doesn't, her family's gonna push for her to
Yeah.
act better. And maybe she was just a little shy because she don't really know this man.
Yes.
I'm flying across the country to meet someone that I really don't know anything about. But I don't know. What does
I,
Tia
uh,
Marie say? If they have to work that hard, it means she's not ready. I think it was unfair to Tremaine to keep pushing her on him. Yeah.
mm, I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that Melissa wanted everybody to have a good, like, in
Have a
stop
have a
being
good
have a good
experience.
experience and stop being your prickly self. Just like relax. And honestly, the way she was moving, the way she was fidgeting, the way she was moving, almost running away from him. And Melissa was like, you know what? Lead with your softer emotions. Just
Yeah.
have a good experience. And honestly, if she would have just stopped all of that, it would have just been at least better for her. Hey, and honestly,
Yeah.
that's what Tremaine. That's what Chandra and Nate did. They just listen. We're not. I'm not gonna. I know that it's not a love match, but I'm just gonna have a good time. So,
Shauna.
what are you trying to
She
say?
knew him well enough to cuss him out, but not well enough to be comfortable around him. Well, Shauna, she did have some bourbon. I don't know.
I don't think she'll change. She doesn't see. She doesn't see what she does wrong. Honestly, and that's what Tremaine was saying to Melissa last episode. Is said if she would have just taken partial responsibility and say, I know how, you know, I could have been wrong in this instance as well, he would
Hmm.
have been like, okay.
Right.
But if you,
Accountability.
yes, just some accountability for it. And the
Hmm.
fact that did not support me either,
Yeah.
he would have been okay with it. I agree. If they have to work this hard, that this is not going to work. And she also said that we're just two Cancerians, and our past traumas have gotten in
Don't
the way,
mesh.
or don't mesh. I'm sorry. Yes,
How do you should, I don't think trauma bonding with someone is healthy.
it isn't.
I
And
mean, especially if you two don't know each other. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no, trauma bonding is never a good thing because
um,
I don't think you get to know the true genuine person.
it isn't. And honestly, she was leading with her traumas. I really believe she was leading with her traumas
Mm-hmm.
and not leading with her personality,
Right.
just loosen up and be yourself, just be a little bit. um I do want to talk about this though. That was so funny.
It was funny. I felt the same way, Shauna.
I felt the same way. I was like, what? I really want to. I rewound it. I was like, you and Melissa are the same.
Yeah.
Rita.
Sharita said she and Melissa are the same. LMAO. Melissa definitely took offense to that. I took offense to it.
I took offense to
Like,
it.
mm-mm.
I said Melissa likes to have a good time. She likes to laugh, but
Yeah.
And when she said we're the same, but you're the lighter side of me, I was she trying to say that I don't know what she was trying to say. I was like, what do you mean? You're standing there just prickly and cussing this man out. Like, so she's the mean side of Melissa because they're both cancers. So she's the
No.
no. I just okay. So in a very pedestrian way, I feel like Sharita was just kind of just mean and rude, like just kind of being rude.
Icy, icy.
Icy. That's what we said. That's what we said yesterday. I was like, ooh, she is
Yeah.
icy, just ice queen.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why is she?
I don't, Shauna, I don't know why she wants to trauma bond. But she did say that. She said that our traumas just don't mesh. Why would you want that?
Right. And yeah, both. I'm just kind of nervous about this letter. It's just going to be more of her forecasting. It's more
Yeah.
of her um trying to prophesize on something that I really feel like if she would have just relaxed and not gotten in her head, that this would have been a really good match. And even if they didn't last forever, it wouldn't have been this explosive. And like we said, like old girl said, a dumpster fire. It would
Yeah.
not have, and honestly, and I don't like to put blame, like say, oh, this is your fault, Sharita, but it kind of is.
Yeah.
It is.
I think, yeah, I think she just took it too personal when Tremaine, had to shut down due to, the death of a very close friend.
Right. Yeah. I think that she actually liked Tremaine. I agree with you on
I
that.
agree. Mm-hmm.
And for the second, and for a second, sorry, someone saw her. Then when um things went sideways, she just doesn't know what to do. So she goes back to protection mode by being, yeah, by being very
Yep.
standoffish. I totally agree with that.
Put up
I see.
5 additional bricks.
So she did this forecasting. So by the second date, she forecasted, oh, this is a relationship. We're gonna last forever. And when he messed up for it, and in that 4 days, like I said, she had a courtship, a relationship, a separation, a
And
marriage, a separation, a divorce in 4 days. I just believe that she actually liked him, and then
yeah,
that one thing was a huge disappointment, and a huge letdown.
yeah,
So it just messed her up. So, and I said, I wonder if this is what she does in past relationships, because she said her parents or her family was just sick and tired of her being single.
yeah. Well, Shauna says Melissa was not always this vocal, and someone said that when they saw Melissa, they were afraid to say hi. Melissa is introverted like her, but Melissa is definitely not as petty as her.
Right. I do agree that Melissa
Yeah,
was
I
not
mean,
always. Go ahead.
yeah, because she's even said that on the Love Hour.
The Love Hour. That's right.
But with therapy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you you get to learn how to deal with your traumas,
Mm-hmm.
know where your traumas stem from, and you won't always sit in them.
Yeah, and I really believe she is sitting in it, and she's really kind of festering in those traumas and letting them stew around, and that leading with her traumas when she's meeting people or when she's meeting the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very true. Melissa wasn't always outspoken. And I don't think that she's necessarily outspoken in this show. Like, this is her show and she's producing it, but um with her people, with her team and stuff, and she's not
Yeah,
just
she's got help.
like help. She's got help, and with time, and people pushing
Mhm.
her and saying, listen, stand in your own excellence, you
Yep,
know
Melissa
step
2.0.
right, and exactly. And what I always used to say is, step into your excellence, and see what you really want to, who you want to be and say. But I just feel bad that not bad. I don't feel bad. I feel like just really more annoyed that she had to
Hmm.
take all them shots and them drinks to get
Yeah,
her to a place where she was at least cool. You see what I'm
right.
saying? And not iced up. I
Maybe,
was
maybe she
like,
should have had a shot prior to getting in the limo. Just one.
yes, just one. But to get her to this point where she's just sitting there with her hands in her lap,
Yeah,
I was like, you had to have two shots and a drink. That's
yeah.
whew. And all I started thinking was, gosh, I hope you ate first, because by the time you eat some chicken lasagna, you're gonna be a mess.
No one
And
likes a sloppy drunk.
right. So yeah, Melissa wasn't always
Not
talkative.
saying that she was sloppy drunk, but
No,
just
no.
hoping that it didn't
Didn't
get to that.
exactly. I just wish that she didn't have to drink all of that just to become at least cool.
Yeah.
Um
You see what Shauna says? Shauna said she did forecast because on the second date, she alluded to Tremaine being her husband, correct, and was suggesting that they have the wedding in Costa Rica. Yep, there's the courtship, the marriage, and the divorce happened.
and then the
All over
separation,
again.
then that separation and divorce all over again. Yeah, and you were absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
And then when the man lets her down, oh, he let me down. He's a horrible person. He's wrong. He lacks communication skills. He's this person. And I'm the girl. It's
Yeah.
somebody passed away. Like, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
honestly, was she protecting his peace? Was she do? And I just keep going back to Tremaine's conversation with Melissa on the bed, when, and that's another thing I really wanted to cover. when Tremaine said, "You can be the most beautiful woman, you can be very intelligent and have all of the things, but when you're um, emotionally unavailable, you become unattractive."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just wow, and I was like, "Gosh, beautiful dress, all of the things," but then the dancing around, putting out her hand to shake his hand, not even he just had to laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love when Sharita said, I've always seen you, Tremaine, on the bonus date. It was kind of cute. It might be the bourbon, but it was she I don't know. I think that's half of her stuff are digs now. I just feel like it was a jab. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like Tremaine saw her. I feel like Tremaine was really trying to see her. Was
On that second date, I
Mhm.
feel like he did when they did the charcuterie board and, we're really relaxed and, you know, I don't know.
She said she's been a flight attendant. She's been a, what do you call it? One of those people that
Air
lead.
traffic control,
Yep.
something like that. Yeah.
Yep. So she so
Yeah.
she should
She
know.
chose not to be polite and cordial to Tremaine.
Yeah, she
It was a
absolutely
choice
chose to.
because she's still festering in how, you know, I guess maybe she felt like she was being ghosted because of the death of his very close friend. I don't know.
Honestly, and once one miscommunication happens, it's going to lead to a whole avalanche of miscommunications.
Hmm.
And that's when, then he had family in town. Nope, he's not calling me back. He's not supporting me. I'm big on support.
Right.
You're big on support, but you were so rude to the guy a week ago. So now he doesn't know where he's coming and going.
Right.
So now he doesn't know how to talk to you.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
y'all see Melissa's peeking her head through the curtain during their bonus date? That made me like, yes, Melissa just really wanted it to go well. I agree with you. I agree with you, Tujuana. I'm glad that she did not give the second date away. It was just
Yeah. I mean, because that was part of the experiment. You guys played the game, you played it well, and this is what you get. What did you see?
thank you for reminding me. Yes, Sharita
She
also
did say that. Girl.
Marina also said that she wanted to be a housewife. She said, I know you guys may not believe this. She's looking for a sugar daddy, and Tremaine is not that. But Tremaine could be a sugar daddy. He could have been that. And honestly, this is the thing that's really frustrating because he said you need somebody to take that armor off when you come back home, and I could be that person to let you just
How?
relax and not be so stiff and everything. But she doesn't want him to do that. She wanted to be that stiff person. She wanted to lead with her anger and her trauma and all of the things, all of those other the angry emotions. You're absolutely right. She did say, I want to be a housewife. I want to come home and cook for my man and do the things. I was like, huh? But
So maybe, hear me out, in her head during the second date, she romanticized their possible relationship, right? Because she said, "You want to be my husband already, don't you?" And wanting to have the wedding in Costa Rica. So in her mind, this is going to happen.
But Tawana, she said her favorite date was the third date, the game night date, where you
She
saw the
was very standoffish. She was just
yeah, I thought that was the
frowning,
weirdest
basically.
thing for her to say too. She said, I know that you could see that there was tension, but that was showing who we really are and stuff.
No, that's showing who you really are.
Right. I thought that was I agree that she had totally forecasted that she romanticized their second date. And I think that she probably started flirting and let me show the sexy part of me.
I told you she took down 3 bricks.
And she took down the 3 bricks, but you're absolutely the housewife comment. But I
That
said,
that that shocked me. Really?
But how are you going to be so? I mean, I just, and I can't. I don't want to say I can't see it, but the person that she is putting forth, this representative that she's bringing forth, just seems like, I'm not going to cook for you. I'm not going to be pleasant. I'm not going to make you laugh. I don't want. I don't. I'm not doing anything like. I mean, he was trying to be funny. He's good for a music lyric, but besides that, he was trying to. He was trying to flirt. It was nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that she thinks that she's done something wrong. I think that she knows that she shouldn't be acting like this, but she can't. I
She
don't know.
knows it. It
So,
was
KB,
just
you think that they need an extra date besides the already date?
no. I think what she's saying is that they needed that extra
Oh
date.
yeah, they definitely needed that extra date. They needed
Yeah.
that extra date, and I think that she needed to. I don't know. Does she have a mirror into how she's acting? Mm, I don't know. I definitely see that she is an introvert, and she's just leading with her trauma, and she was just so uncomfortable, and all she needed to do was just relax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think that he could be a sugar daddy, but I do think that he could have at least been a good partner for her and to show, they could have dated for a
A
while.
sugar daddy.
He has kids. I don't think he's a millionaire, but I do think that he's very well. I think that he's probably very well off.
I think he does well for himself.
I think he does well for himself. Absolutely. She needs a therapist
Yes, she does.
to help her with her, put her guard down. She doesn't see how she comes off.
I agree.
I agree. I agree. And honestly, I agree with Jermaine. I knew that she was tall, but and then
With the heels, she was like what, 6'2"?
she was at least 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Melissa also said that she wants to be a housewife on the Gin and Juice podcast. I think that, no, she's never been a housewife. She's always worked. She's always
She's
worked.
always worked. I have to go and watch that episode.
Yes. Right. Okay. So Melissa said that. Sorry. Sharita said that it was the third date because she was being very petty. She must be allergic to happiness. Ooh, gosh, allergic to happiness. That is hilarious. Oh,
I just think once Sharita, get some therapy, she'll be better because it's obvious that there are some hurt.
it's a lot of hurt. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm going to agree with Tia Maria here, but also a lot of people were saying that she's suffering hurt from her past marriage. That could be a little bit of it, or her from her divorce. I think
Mm-hmm.
there's a little bit there, but at the same time, I wonder if this is how she was in her divorce, or I'm sorry, not in her divorce, in her marriage, and how she has been like, when you disappoint me once, I'm done type of attitude. I
Right.
wonder if this is how she's um, presented herself in past relationships as well. So Tia was saying, why do people keep saying her behavior is because she is an introvert? Being rude and petty are not characteristics of an introvert. I agree, but I don't. She's not an extrovert. I don't think it's because she's an introvert. I think that on the very pedestrian level, it was rude to Tremaine,
Yeah.
and she was just basically just mean. I was just and uncomfortable, and I think her being uncomfortable and nervous was her dancing around, was her
Yes.
fidgeting with her hands, was her
Yes.
just um walking away. That walk away when she actually opens her eyes, the not looking at him. I feel like if you can't make eye contact, I'm very much somebody that makes eye contact. And
Yeah.
if you can't make eye contact, oh, no, I'm sorry. When Sharita couldn't make eye contact, I feel like it's because if I make eye contact, he's gonna make me smile, and then I'm gonna have to take 5 breaks down.
She wanted to sit in her being still mad. She wanted
Yeah,
to still sit in it, and she wanted him to know it.
yes, I think that it would have broken down her defenses,
Mhm.
and she would have started to be a little bit more comfortable around him, and she didn't want that.
Yeah.
She wanted to be uncomfortable. She wanted to just sit in her anger.
Yeah, right.
And
Because I've met a lot of introverts, um, who I've become very good friends with, and I've never gotten that type of reaction out of them where they didn't want to make eye contact or at least hold an intelligent conversation. You know,
mhm,
I think she was just sitting in her attitude, and she wanted him to know it. Like, I'm still mad at you.
right.
This isn't gonna go the way you think it's gonna go.
Hmm.
So here
And
I am.
exactly. Yeah, yes, I think so too. Y'all should read Tremaine's comment on the app. Someone said that he and Melissa vibe really well. And Tremaine, he would host a podcast with Melissa called Here's Another Thing.
That's cute.
I agree. I definitely think that he and Melissa's vibe was really comfortable. But I think that that's who he is now. That's who he is. He's somebody that can just make you feel comfortable and likes to just let's hang out, let's have a good time. And he's just that person. And yeah, he was just making me laugh the whole time. And she was like, Tremaine, give me a hug. Like I just
Right,
yeah,
right.
I just liked his vibe is that type of person.
Yeah.
And she doesn't want to break down her defenses.
No, because that's how she protects herself.
You know what? That's funny because I was wondering the same thing. I saw that they had snacks in the back,
Hmm.
but I didn't see any alcohol in the back, which is probably a good idea.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
maybe they could have, or maybe they
Yeah,
just chose not to.
they may have just chose not to.
But I mean, it is an extra date for them, so it had, I guess, had to be separate from what everyone else was doing.
That's true. She actually said that I need to think about it for a minute, and then I need to get all my thoughts together and then let it go. And then
Mhm.
say what I'm saying and then let it go.
Shauna, they're not twins. Don't say that.
Who said they?
Because I too remember, because her and Sharita are Cancer.
Oh yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
No, because I too, like, I take a minute to process.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I'm having a feud with someone, argument or whatever, you know, I will take the time to sit back and think,
Right.
because if I just say what's on my mind, it's just gonna ruin everything.
And honestly, because I'm like that as well. And I didn't used to be when I'm mad, I need to just say what's going on, say what I'm feeling right then and there so I can get it off my chest and be done. But then now I'm like, Crystal, is this you? And I honestly that comes with maturity. That
Right.
comes with age. That comes with just like, and experiences.
Yeah.
So I'm
Life
like, okay,
experience. Uh-huh.
or is this really what's going on here? Like, and you just and that's what I'm very I even and I sit back behind the ladies behind Tujuana and them. I'm like, I'm just very observant. And like I'm just like observing, just like, okay.
Hmm.
Hmm. And I just have to think. And I just like, was this me? What actually happened there? And
Right.
stuff. And I'm like, even in relationships, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna say it right away, but I really want to
Right.
understand. Yeah.
Because words hurt,
Hmm.
and you can't take back what you say.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that Melissa
That
just
comes
needs to
from
think.
therapy, y'all.
Right. It
I
is.
learned that.
And words hurt and she's like, let me process this, let me really, and also it's important to get your words to a point where you're not going to be all spice and all biting, and you really want to, but you need to express how you're feeling and let them know that it's not okay. And I think that's why, not think, I know that that's why Tremaine didn't write his letter right away. He said, I want to be cordial, and I think he was trying to say I want to be respectful,
Mm-hmm.
but I also want to tell her something, and that's how I am. I was like, listen,
Yeah. I mean, you can say what you need to say, but you don't have to be mean and nasty about it.
exactly,
And
exactly.
I hope her letter does not come off like that.
That's what I'm concerned about. She's like, we're just two cancerians that we're just like we're not compatible, and we're just um end up hurting each other, and all of these things, and I'm just like, honestly, it's a lot of you. Like this is a lot. This whole look
Yeah,
is a huge shell, like a huge armor.
yeah.
So,
So Shauna and Tia Marie are saying at 7:10 at Tia Marie, this is from KB. I say introvert because she was awkward in general, even to the other women. Her attitude is a separate issue. And then Shauna to Tia Marie, I agree people are letting her off the hook because she says she's an introvert. I wonder if Melissa would be tiptoeing around her feelings. It was a if it was a male doing this to a woman.
mm, you know,
Yeah.
what's interesting is I'm going to say I'm thinking Melissa is kind of playing it close to the vest on both ends, male and female, just because I remember, excuse me, last season with Walter when she had her one-on-one with Walter. Melissa knew the truth. Melissa knew that he was full of BS. When they had their what do you call it, their retrospective,
Mhm.
like so after the wrapping of the show, and he was just talk, and she was like, okay. But she knew. She was like,
Yeah.
I know you're trying to play me. I know that this these are lies. But I think that she's trying to be, but Melissa's trying to be respectful.
Yeah.
But she's
Yeah.
also trying to say, no, that's not cool how you treated her. So I think that she would do the same if it was a guy. But
Right.
but I also know, I feel like Melissa knows this girl's playing games. She shouldn't have blocked him. She should the her harder shell is so hard that this there she's not going to change, and it's going to be hard to get through. Harder
Yeah.
enough for the next man to break through. So
Yeah.
I think it is a strong worded letter. I wonder. I don't know. I know that I feel like Tremaine's letter is going to end with a Music Soul Child lyric
Yeah. It's gonna end with a lyric of some sort.
of some sort.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think lyrics will be throughout the letter, but I think I hope Sharita's doesn't come off as rude.
But see, and this is the thing. This is why I keep going back to this. Do you think that she's going to um change, or not just change, but do better after she sees herself and sees how she's coming off? Because I remember her saying when Tremaine asked her what are some things you would, he said just one thing you would change about yourself. She said my controlling, my forecasting, and all of those things. So she says that she's a control freak, but she
Hmm.
said there's a lot of things I know. So if you know this about yourself, but you don't do anything to change it, you understand what I'm
That's
saying?
that's why people need therapy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I
Because you can sit
I
here
mean,
and say all day, "Oh, I know I need to go to the gym. I know I need to go to the gym. I know I need to go to the gym," but you are not putting forth the effort. You don't even have a gym membership.
right.
Tremaine and Sharita need to go to Disney together. I don't know.
You know,
That's funny, Shauna.
but that is funny. But I do think so too. I was wondering that too, Tia Maria. I said I wonder because um Melissa gives the letter to each person, and I said I feel the same way. I said I wonder if Melissa reads this and says, maybe you shouldn't maybe we shouldn't read this, or how are you doing, like have a conversation with her instead.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm wondering too
Does
how
she
this
read the letters though, Melissa?
I don't know. I thought she did.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
I don't know. I don't Walter had that one that had that one-on-one in his prayer closet.
Shauna, that's a good one.
That is a good one. He was whispering in Hebrew. How about that? He was whispering in Hebrew. He was that one-on-one was he was
Oh
going
my
through it.
gosh.
Yeah. I think that, and I'm trying to remember when I said I don't know, I feel like I know that
Oh, she does read the letters.
Bria,
Okay.
Melissa gave Robert Bria's letter and vice versa. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like um, Melissa sees each letter beforehand.
Yeah, Shauna just said she does read the
Yeah,
letters.
I'm just,
Okay.
yeah, I think so too. Man, it was when I tell you she was just icy. She was just ice queen. And honestly, why come in a pretty dress if you're just going to act like that? And honestly, he totally did not deserve it. If he did any
Nope.
little thing to deserve it, I would,
Yeah.
yeah, we would just say, okay, we understand he did wrong, but stop persecuting him. But he did nothing to deserve this.
No.
And
No.
it's just really sad. I mean, honestly, and you're upset that he didn't check on you during the Peachtree Road race, but you hadn't checked on him at all.
Yeah. Yeah. At least send the text, hey, how you doing?
Right. In the preview for next week, she told Crystal that her letter is gonna be a letter. She would only know that if she read the letter beforehand. It's gonna be
Oh.
a letter. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes. Right. Well, I mean, because Sharita didn't mention that he said that he was going to the funeral and that he had to, read the eulogy or whatever.
But
Sharita
also,
didn't mention it.
right, and Tremaine didn't mention about the Peachtree Road race, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, and we talked about this last week. Did she even hear him when he said? I believe that he said, "I'm going to the funeral." He may
Yeah.
have not said, "I'm going to be delivering the eulogy," but I'm like, you're so sitting in your anger and you're so upset and you're, sitting in your trauma that you didn't even hear when this man said,
Yeah, that does happen.
"Yeah." I think that she may not have even cared. I need a man to support me and be there and doing all the things. But did you do those things in return to him? I
Right.
wish they had showed the food that James Crew made. I feel like they showed a little bit. I did want to, yeah, the
I
menu.
did see that Caesar salad.
Yeah, I saw the Caesar salad. I feel like they showed a little bit of lasagna or something like that. They were hyping up that menu. Let me see that food. I agree. The chicken lasagna sounded good. All that food looked really good. A vegan
It's so
catfish.
good.
How is catfish vegan? Shrimp excuse me, now I can't talk.
Shrimp fettuccine.
Shrimp fettuccine, a vegan catfish, and a bourbon bread pudding.
Oh,
Yeah,
are
and a
you taking
lemon
it off
cake.
the menu?
Yeah, and a
Oh,
pecan pie.
because I can't see it. Let
Hold
me,
on a second. Hold on a second.
let me enlarge my screen.
Hold on one second. I'll make it bigger. I'm gonna take it to the front. I'm gonna take it through this. See y'all seeing this rating. So we make it bigger. I was like, ooh, I really want to see it too. I liked so, and I do think that they did a little bit more emphasis this time on the dinner portion, or just the kind of get to know you type portion, because um, last season their conversation was more just like Walter saying sweet nothings in Sherelle's ear, and they're saying a little bit of stuff with the couples, but I that's another thing I definitely wanted to touch on. I so appreciate, Melissa's about supporting the black business,
Mm-hmm.
but when the guy from the Outside Boys came, she was like, "Who are you? What's your name? Show your shirt
Right.
to the camera." I loved that. He
Yeah.
was you caught off guard, even though he's been
Uh-huh.
cooking all day. I
Yeah.
said, you need to be prepared for your 5 minutes of fame.
Your 15
Your
seconds.
15 seconds of fame. So the second time he came out there, he was prepared. Yes, I loved that. So it was seafood and chicken gumbo with rice, Caesar salad. Oh, and there was like a spicy crouton, a
Mm-hmm.
Creole, a Creole, a Creole crouton. See, I'm having issues. A bacon crumble with boiled egg and bacon crumble, and a spiced Caesar dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. And
So Shauna says, um, I found it weird that Sharita said in the first or second date that if you cook, you can also clean.
that was the
It
second
just
date,
let me know she's not ready for a partnership. Right. Because if I'm cooking, I'm not cleaning up the kitchen.
right?
And
I
vice versa.
agree.
If you cook, I'll clean.
I thought that was interesting too. I mean, if you're doing all the cooking, I don't mind coming in behind you and cleaning up. That's reciprocity. That's a partnership.
Yeah.
That's companionship. Let's do this together. If you cook, I clean, and vice versa. So I did think that was interesting. And she's like, I don't think I should get my hands dirty. I don't do that. Like,
And then how you want to be a housewife?
how do you want to? Yeah, Tujuana, you just said it. How you want to be a housewife?
She's romanticizing everything in her head.
Wow.
Like, oh, if I'm a housewife, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, until you're actually a housewife and you realize this ain't for me. I'm going back to work.
I would like to. I think that we should do that. Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might do.
Creole Depot.
Hmm. Yeah. She's romanticizing everything in her head, and then when things go wrong, it's a big dumpster fire. Yeah, and then
Mhm.
she acts rudely and disrespectful and like blocking people and childish, and that's
Yeah.
super childish.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're absolutely right, Tawana. When she romanticizes things in her head, she forecasts a relationship, she does all of these things, and when they go wrong, um, she's doing these dumpster fire of just mean antics and
Hmm.
really childish behavior.
Yep.
And that's one of the things I was definitely going to say at the end. Tremaine's Tremaine's DMs are full. Okay,
I'm
I'm saying
sure.
it again. And then I was watching the comments earlier on the show, and one of the ladies was like, "Man, send Tremaine to me." So I just feel like the fact that he was so just fun and having a good time and just
Hmm.
loving the experience and just his vibe was cool. And then like he honestly, I just wished he at the simplest thing, Sharita, pay him a compliment. He looked good. He got his head freshly lined up.
Yep. And she didn't. She didn't see it because she wasn't looking up.
She did, yeah.
She was looking down. She
He
didn't even comment
wasn't
on the shoes.
no eye contact. I think that she wasn't giving him eye contact because she thought if I give him eye contact, I'm going to break down my defenses and I'm actually going to start liking him again. But she wouldn't. But she just wouldn't. She wants to be a housewife with a housekeeper.
Yes.
She wants to be taken care of. I don't know that she
Hell,
knows
we
what.
all want to be taken care of.
I
Oops, excuse me.
listen.
I
Listen.
didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I agree. We all want to be taken care of. Honestly,
Yep.
did y'all have anyone else you thought Sharita would have um paired well with? Honestly, I can't think of anybody.
Hmm.
There was a gentleman, honestly, there was a gentleman that I thought was cute, but I can't even remember his name now. That he was on a boat when he was doing his interview with Melissa. He was like in Mexico, like on a cruise ship or something like that. but
Nice.
he was around the same age range. But there wasn't anyone that I. There was another woman that I thought could pair with Tremaine. It was Sharita and somebody else that I thought would be good with Tremaine because he's that nerd, but that's like that cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
There was one other woman that I could thought could go with Tremaine, and I can't remember her name either right now.
Okay.
But yeah, but I could you think of anybody else for Sharita?
Mm-mm. I don't even think I picked her for Tremaine.
Yeah, and you're right. I think it was between Sharita and another girl, and I think I picked the other girl. I thought that I don't know. I mean, you know what? No, I do because I think that Tremaine is the kind of that his characteristics is that kind of a cool weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I may have picked Rita just because I thought, okay, with her in that blows blonde braids and the cool, the just
The
the
glasses and the hat that she had on. Yeah.
yeah, and the many faces of Sharita, but then she's also um creative and stuff like that, which I thought Tremaine was. Um, hmm. But in our introductions, it doesn't show us this side of people. It doesn't show us the other side. You understand what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Uh,
She wants to be a housewife to a millionaire who has a maid to do everything, but she is not the submissive and educated woman like her is not going to be allowed to dominate, to be
mm-hmm.
dominated. Mhm. Yeah. I mean, just the simplest thing with just Melissa was like, I feel like you need a hug. Just give me I'll give you a church hug. Like I was like, this is the
Yeah, like she didn't even want Melissa to hug her. Like, girl. Ugh.
yes. I was like, gosh, just take down a couple breaks. This is just going to be so. If you would just let it be, this could be something you could just relax and get through. If you just do it, just like Chandra, just like have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, KB says Tremaine's DMs are full like Jacob's from Mavs.
Yes.
Wait, which one was Jacob? What season was that?
Jacob was a couple seasons ago with Chris and Paige, the Chris and
Oh
Paige
God,
season. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
that
the
train
Chris
wreck.
and Paige season.
Whew.
Whew. But yeah, I y'all this episode next episode is the final episode, which is the episode with the letters and just the one-on-one conversations. I feel like Melissa could have had a couple of one-on-one conversations with Sharita and it might have helped, but she also had production calling her and just having a conversation with her as well. So if it didn't really help,
Yeah. Well, I mean, Melissa can't sit and call
she can't.
everybody all the time.
True.
So
She's got her own life.
you got a team. You got a
She's got
team going.
and that's why she has her team.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
I thought about that too. They weren't religious, but they were spiritual or whatever. But that's not why. I definitely am somebody that looks at the whole thing, um, looks at because
Mhm.
personalities and stuff like that matters too, and communication styles that matters too. So yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
we're gonna get some tea with James next week. Well, also, I think we're gonna get some tea with James. I think that Sharita, like um, Tremaine was like, we had a time last night. They had some fun.
I
Maybe
hope they really did.
I hope they really did. I hope they did some karaoke. Just something fun to just be light and
Yeah.
relaxing.
I hope
I hope
so.
they did too. I hope they did too. Y'all, this was a lot of fun. We'll see you next
Yes.
week. I hope it's not another heavy one because these last two episodes,
Oh my gosh.
whew, girl. And then we're gonna do retrospective of season one after that.
Season one.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we're Tujuana and I were talking about doing interviews, the reviews of marriage conversations. So
Marriage
we'll
be
probably start
hard.
that. Marriage be hard. Yeah, we'll probably start that in a couple weeks as well. And yeah, yeah. And y'all let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in in the chat, do you think we should review Churchy? Because
Hmm.
I started thinking about that this week, and so Tawana's thinking about it. So yeah, if we should review Churchy, because I think that would be a lot of fun. I think that's I like scripted shows. I because I write too, so I love scripted shows. So even though the drama and craziness with real people and reality shows is a lot of fun. I think it
Mm-hmm.
might be fun to do Churchy. So let us know. And please, if you want to see the short film that was debuted at the Atlanta Film Festival, take a deep dive into my other content on my show. I could probably send the link. But yeah, it's called Only Choice. And yeah, it debuted on the link to a debut this weekend at the LA Film Festival. We got another film festival coming up in October. So thank you guys so much.
Nice.
Churchy's starting in October. Churchy's starting in
Yes.
October. We don't have the date. We just know it's starting in October. So
Right.
it's starting soon. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you guys so much. And yeah, join us next week. And
Bye.
please subscribe. Please subscribe. I need to get my subscribe
Subscribe.
button up.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. There's more great content coming. Thank you. Please subscribe. Thank you.